All right, good evening all, and welcome to Press Race Reviews, round 8 S5000 and round 7 of the F4 Esports Cup. I think we're going to start with F4, and we'll get Ty to kick us off and tell us what we do.
F4, we've got a couple post-race reviews for F4. So the first one is car 221 on qualifying lap 4, if you've got that one there. And it's against car 66, and this is apparently... Oh, you got it. This is deliberately giving him a 0x on his last qualifying lap.
Nice, mate.
Or at least possibly giving him a deliberate 0x.
Oh.
I don't think you can say that's deliberate.
No.
I think he outbraked himself.
I mean, and then went straight into pits, which he obviously wasn't on a lap, or if at least he was on a lap, he 0x'd himself and realised it wasn't.
I think that's what's happened.
Yeah.
Out of interest, can you go back and have a look at his lap and see if he was actually on a lap? Because, I mean, I'd be a little bit frustrated if he wasn't on a lap and has done that.
Looks like he was.
Not even racing, but it looks like he's on a lap, so yeah, that looks like it's fine.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah, that's not enough to say deliberate or not.
Easy.
What else have you got?
Car 10, lap 1.
Car 10. Lap 1 of the heat.
It doesn't say.
Got to redo that form, don't we?
Yeah, that sounds like a next season thing.
Yeah.
We'll work it out.
Keep looking.
Alright, so it says any driver moving back towards the racing line, having earlier defended their position, should leave at least one car width between their car and the edge of the track. As I was on a white line on the left and contact was made with a car width wasn't given. He also didn't brake in a straight line. I think I remember this. This was going... I think I remember this one.
Oh, maybe that was it. Back.
No.
Yeah, this one. This is it.
I do admit that the car pulled in front of him.
Car 10, lap 1. Okay, so we've got car 10, lap 1. Now...
Well, it's right on a car's width as well, isn't it? But he's kind of pulled...
He has kind of pulled in front of him, hasn't he?
Mm.
Right.
Quite sure what to say about that.
So on the night, we said car 10 got a 10-second penalty. Car 10 ran into the back of car 80. It was only the slightest impact, enough to push car 80 off the track. The impact was not enough to warrant a drive-through penalty.
It's certainly not a drive.
So I think this is...
I mean, it's possibly
car
unavoidable.
10 is appealing the decision for a 10-second penalty to him for running into the back of the car in front.
So what was he going to do?
Which, you know, I don't necessarily disagree with. That's probably hard to...
Yeah, if the car, can I say, but if the lead car there had kept his line, there wouldn't have been an accident.
I mean, he does keep a line. He's lazily lifting to the left there, but he's not turned left or anything. He's just chosen to. He's just chosen to point his nose in that direction.
Not that he's done anything wrong, but he's just sort of wandered across to the left to get the better turning, and he's wandered into right in front of the other car. It is the car behind's responsibility to avoid the car in front.
Yeah, it's reasonably tough, that one, because he doesn't have to brake in a straight line, but he also, I mean, I don't think there's any overlap there, but that's made it very difficult for the car car 10 there to really avoid all.
Can you do an overhead?
Yeah.
Can you do an overhead? So I'm looking at the car in front there. Go back a little bit, Root. See here, watch the red car in front of the lead car, right?
Okay.
Watch how wide he goes on the entry. That first red car there. Look how wide he is out there on the curb. So that's a drivable track. So there's certainly a car width involved.
Yeah, he's out there.
Look at the car in front versus this car. So there is a car width there.
Yep.
And he did run into the back of him.
So he could have stuck his left tyre there on the strips.
See, look, stop now. Stop.
Yeah.
And look at that car two in front is. That's, if he was there, we wouldn't have had an accident. So there is track, it is available. I'm not going to penalise him for too much for what's happened. But I don't know, it's not. I'd probably give him a minimal. I'd be thinking dropping that from a 10 to a 5. He has run in the back of the car.
Yeah. And the other car hasn't really done anything wrong.
No. And there was room that he could have used, although, it doesn't essentially look like it. He said, I'm running the white line, yes. But the car in front shows you that you can use a lot more than what the white line is.
I will say though, okay, two things. In our rules, we say the white line is the edge of the track, and so that's fine. But what we also say is that you have to have sufficient overlap to warrant the car in front to leave you that space, and there wasn't sufficient overlap there. So the car in front had no requirement to actually leave a car space there. The car behind wasn't entitled to that space and should have backed off and pulled in behind. But I don't think he expected the car in front to come across in front of him.
No.
I probably wouldn't have either. So
I'm
kind of leaning towards racing incident. I think the car behind is fault, but I think the car in front definitely contributed by braking in a diagonal line, in a very unexpected way. It's pretty difficult, that one.
I still think he ran in the back.
It still hit him though. Yeah.
I have to agree. The car in front didn't actually do anything wrong. The car behind did hit him. So, yeah.
I'd reduce that to a 5. Oh.
We give it a 10 on the night. I'm happy with it, reducing it to a 5.
I think there still should be a penalty because he did, regardless, run into the back of the car in front.
Yeah.
And he had the opportunity to lift off. He wasn't going to pass him around the outside there. He had the opportunity to lift off and tuck in behind. That's probably what he should have done. But hindsight's always 20/20.
Yeah.
I've just said it was original penalty was 10 seconds, been reduced to 5 seconds after an appeal.
Yep.
And I think if we agree that is because the car in front didn't do anything wrong, the car behind is responsible for not making contact and should have dropped in behind. But there's enough circumstances there from the car in front to being a little bit unexpected that we're not putting it all on car 10.
Yeah. He got caught out a little bit, and that does happen.
Yep. All right. Done. That is everything for F4.
That was quick.
So, yep. So the other one was, on the F4, what if you want to, you can load S5000, and you can probably talk about, this was the one where Aiden disconnected early, and someone was asking about where.
Oh, we should have left it up. So we should have watched that full incident of the disconnection, because that was in F4, wasn't it?
Oh, he just ran off the track. He just ran himself into a wall and then towed. He didn't cause any incidents.
Right.
Someone did write something in the FRG inbox or something about, he could have possibly caused an incident, but he got to the end. Yeah, he just drove off into the left into a wall and didn't cause an incident with anyone, and then disconnected. But there was a question about, it had no further action against him in the spreadsheet for the early disconnection, and then car 96 for early disconnection, we put no points. I think the clarification was that both of them are no points.
They're all no points.
Yeah, they're both no points.
He drove into the wall because he's looking for dummies spat out.
Yeah. I mean, maybe you should change it to noted, or maybe change them all to no points. It doesn't matter really. We just wanted to make a point of difference that I think it was requested or mentioned or something like that.
Yeah. On the night, we don't have a no points in the penalty. I had to manually type it in. And the reason we put no points on the last one against car 96 and not against car 66 was that we were checking at the time whether car 96 had disconnected before the, was it 75% of the race had been completed, and we confirmed that he hadn't, and so we put that straight into the spreadsheet with no points.
Oh yeah, but that would have been no points anyway, even if he disconnected with a lap to go. It's if they're still in the pits with 75%, they'll get the points. Disconnection is a withdrawal.
Yeah. So I've just changed them both to no points.
Yeah, fair enough.
We might add that as a penalty in there, no points, because it's not in there, but I've just manually written it in for both of them now. So
easy. We are almost
the same penalties.
Yeah,
we're not.
They get no points.
Yeah, because Brody disconnected later in the race. We just
maybe
it's not that Aiden's was less of a concern than Brody. We just.
Yeah. Also, when they request to leave, they still get no points. Maybe we should just put thanks for letting us know, no points.
Yeah, that's fine. All right, I've got them both in there now, so that's fine.
So let's.
I've just added. There was also car 92 who requested approval to leave early or let us know.
Yeah.
So I've just changed that to no points as well.
Yeah.
Okay. Because for the F4 and the S5000, we don't have the 1 week bans like we do for the Formula Ford and F3A.
Yeah. Someone's getting Frenchy. All right. What is the first one?
You want to share screen?
Oh yeah, my help. I forgot that disappeared. Hold please.
You're right.
There you go.
The first one. On night, car 7, lap 8, towing without approval. Before we'd called the blanket tow approval.
And
5 minutes.
We just decided that was inside of 5 minutes.
Yep.
So we're all good with that one.
All right. Okay, next one is, now we have looked at this one as well, but car 56 on lap 34. So this is the post-race cool-down lap.
56.
And intentional wrecking from car 17.
Let's just have a little hiccup while it's fast forwarding through the entire. There we go.
So you might go on board with car 17 to watch it, because it's probably better to watch from his view after the race.
Oh, you almost got 2 at the end. Right, so
is this the last? Is this the lap done? Yeah. So this is the cool down lap. So he's driving back fast.
Nice recovery, 5, 6, 6.
I don't know if there's enough to say intentional.
No.
Belching around the corner and
I think that he came through the last corner there and he was not trying to hit anyone. He just was trying to go around everyone, and then he's turning, and
yeah. I would say he's.
I think it's
being
really
reckless.
That's absolutely reckless. I think it's unfortunate that he's hit Damon as well. I think that's what makes it look more deliberate than anything, is that it's
the fact that it was Damon.
the fact that it's contacted to Damon after he won the race. I think that was complete coincidence, though.
It's been a bit of a dickhead there.
Is he still carrying on?
Yeah, he's carrying on. He's
Does
driving
he want to
angry.
knock him back next week? Because that would be my suggestion.
Yeah, he's.
I call that. It brings the league into disrepute. Behaves like a freaking child, and that's just not acceptable. In my book, that's almost a goodbye. See you later. I think it's appalling.
I think that was
Complete and utter dummy spit because of you lost a couple of positions. Yeah, get over it.
I think that
Get over
was
yourself at the same time.
Mm.
I'm absolutely disgusted by that. That's some of the worst behaviour, regardless of whether it was deliberate or not. It doesn't matter. Yeah, it's some of the worst behaviour. It's extremely disrespectful to all of us.
That's one of the sponsors and the whole lot. Yeah.
Absolutely. That is a child driving a race car.
Well, look, he's certainly angry.
Well, I am too. I think it's disgusting. The amount of time and effort we put into this to have a child like that behave in that manner.
Dave, I think that's probably uncalled for.
No, I don't think it is.
Well, maybe the language, but what you're saying is, I think, is true. There's no need for this behaviour.
Carrying on after having already hit somebody, and he's still carrying on.
Yeah, he's carrying on. I mean,
still carrying on.
Yeah. I mean, come on. Keep it calm, and when you get, not you, keep it, I'm talking to car 17, I mean, keep it calm, get home, and then get out of your seat and throw shit against the wall and yell and carry on in your house. Don't do it here. We'll talk about that after this, but
that's by far not the worst we've seen.
Nah, not the worst seen, but just have it as noted, and we'll discuss that one after. And we're not going to take anything away from the race, but how about we discuss it after? If you're happy with that.
I've got it down as noted in the run sheet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look, if anything,
we'll discuss it because we can speak plainly with each other.
Out of being stupid, but to carry on and continue doing that.
The continuation, yeah.
I actually had no issue with the continuation side of it. He was obviously going hard to get back. I think he went to make a decision to went down the inside of everyone. I don't think it was deliberate that he hit Damon. I think that was just he's turning, and there was a car there, and I don't think he cared that much. He's probably angry, no doubt. But then on the way back, he just straight lined off the track. He didn't put anyone in danger. He didn't go near anyone. If anything, he stayed away from cars. He didn't pop back out on the track or go even close to anyone else. I don't think that that's childish, or I think it's not ideal. But I don't feel as passionate about it as Dave obviously does. So
as usual, I'm sitting in the middle. Woohoo, Switzerland! All right. Anything else on this post-race reviews for S5000? I think it was pretty quick, wasn't it?
There's one more, but I will say, if you wanted to give was it Tim? Was it a penalty for hitting Damon on the cool-down lap?
No, I don't think it's a penalty.
I'd be okay with that because he did. That's still an incident, and it's on the cool-down lap, whether it was deliberate or not. I don't think it was intentional, but if we want to look at a penalty for that action,
Okay.
no problem. But I want to steer clear of all the other commentary.
It's outside of the way we ask people to behave.
Yeah. Well, that's the well, I'll discuss that outside of this.
All right. Next one. So this is just Tim.
Yep.
This is obviously the incident that prompted that. So, car 17, lap 32. So just go back. Yep. So, and this is on the safety car restart.
So back another one.
Appealing a penalty for the car behind for showing insufficient caution on the restart.
What lap was it?
With a car, lap 32. No, go back. It's on the safety car restart, so I'd say it'll be.
We're going back too far? Oh, there we go.
No, it's here.
Green.
Yeah, so he's avoided it and someone's hitting.
Yep, so go to the car behind. You've done.
That was a quick fix. All right. Was he done by his own teammate?
No, I think someone hit.
Oh, right. No, it was full billiards. He was off the throttle just before. He might have been unsighted.
His cockpit, though. Yeah, I don't think he could see a lot.
No, couldn't really see much, could he?
Never hope to.
No.
We did look at it on the night, and I think we
I don't
agreed at the time. Like, I don't think he could see. I think it was Josh in front that got a bit sideways on the exit there.
Yeah, everyone pulled up. Well, he couldn't see.
Like that. He couldn't react to that.
I thought for the future, for anything that happened like that, is we could call that a red flag and take the results from the previous lap.
To a Melbourne.
That's what they do.
Well, certainly with the discussion.
Because that would be a red flag in real terms, wouldn't it?
Well, it's a whole new discussion with red flags.
Yeah, that's another night, I think.
That's another season.
Yeah.
No, it's just looking at that and saying.
Well, they're all off again.
Look, this.
How many laps have they got from here?
I think there's only one or two.
One lap. Two laps, I think. Yeah,
I mean, it's a big pile up, and everyone, disabled in the middle of the track might be a different, situation where you might want to call it.
Okay, Rui had some notes about the safety car restarts. Just to confirm, that's no further action on that one, right?
Yeah, no further. Yes, I do want to respond. Yeah, let's just place it solution. Yes, absolutely. I do want to respond to some of the notes and comments and things like that. First of all, I just want to direct to what we said in the regs, is that we are guided by the real world when a safety car was called out. And what that essentially means, because we didn't really go on explaining what that is we do pretty much exactly what it does, except a lot more relaxed to cars that are further off the track, and definitely further, even close to the track and off the racing line, would let that one fly. But on the track and right next to the track and in a runoff kind of area, we'd more than likely call a safety car on that one. And as far as the comments and posts, I completely reject that the safety car was unnecessary in this particular race. and don't share any of the safety standards, especially with comments like we could just go round. Absolutely not. A car on its lid in the middle of the road is a safety car any day of the week. I don't care if it's 10 minutes to go, and I don't care if it's lap 1. The procedure will not be changed based on when it is in the race at all, unless it's obviously inside of that 5 minutes, because we want people to finish racing. I also do not care who is disadvantaged or subsequently gains an advantage. Will not break consistency for any circumstances. These disadvantages are the result of any crash in the real world or sim world, and it comes part and parcel of racing. And just to also add on to that, that is when the safety car is called, not on restarts. These rules and procedures are pretty well documented, everyone, and they are the same for everyone. We don't create the accidents, we respond to them, all right? Now, with the restarts, moving on to the restarts, just to explain a little about the evolution of the restarts. We originally had it on go on leader, and no one could overtake until the start-finish line. And this actually caused most of the accidents on restart. As you know, it's a bit of a lottery. Races are races. They'll try and pick someone off, and if they don't make it, they don't get to that finish line, they haul ass on the brakes, and that concertina effect flows. And we actually found that was quite troublesome, which is why we went to go on leader, and I'll call it green once I see them stamp on the accelerator.
One of the main issues with that too was that, unlike in the real world, you've got car-to-car communication. So what was happening was that a leader could be in a lobby with 4 or 5 teammates. One of those could be in 25th place, and he goes, I'm going to go in 1, 2, 3, go. And the guy in 25th place knows that it's gone green way before anybody else has any idea. So then you have a car going fast at the back of the pack, which was causing accidents.
Exactly.
So, that caused more accidents than the way it is now. Because at least now, when it comes up, whether it's verbal or whether it's the thing coming up on screen, at least it comes up at exactly the same time, and the words are said at exactly the same time for the entire field, which is what we didn't have when the leader was doing it because of in-car communications.
Yeah.
And it was causing accidents.
And I've actually got some comments on that in a second, actually. So my preference is actually go on leader and me call green, and it's only because of those in-car or the communications outside of the game is why we didn't do it. And the good thing about that, and going back to people being disadvantaged and advantaged, going that way does have a slight advantage to the leader, where it takes me, a split second to realise I've stamped on it, then call the green, and they do get to pull away and take off. And I actually prefer that, way of doing things. But that advantage coming from big teams, this is how we've tackled it, and this is how we're going to continue doing it for the rest of the season at least. Let me go to where I was.
Take away a little bit of the advantage of the leader.
It does.
But at the same time, we've certainly, since we've been doing it that way, had a lot less accidents.
We have.
We have one here.
Yeah.
We have had a lot less accidents, and especially back in the field, than we were having before.
Yeah, agreed. And also agree with some of the comments that some people may get desperate with the mad dash at the end, and as racers, you should be ready for this, and we expect you to do so. So you're just, commenting on how it actually all works. We expect you to know that it's going to be mad dash. We all expect you to know that everyone's going to be trying to put their car in it, and it is up to you not to have this crash. Our procedures are not responsible for driver behaviour, and I'll throw caution to anyone that suggests otherwise. To be clear, we will not overhaul any of our procedures because someone is having a shit outcome. And, there will always be someone that benefits and someone that doesn't. They always get the raw end of the stick, and I'd be quite surprised to see FRG getting a huge list of suggested changes had that person benefited from that restart and not, copped it hard. Currently, the restart point for green is random, and some of you may be in a chicane or a pole position when it's called. And this happens, and it's completely unavoidable. But I don't really see any different from when I say green, green, green at a random point, and when the leader chooses to get going, and you just happen to be in a chicane. I don't see much of a difference there. What we will consider, though, is calling it a little bit earlier if the specific track itself is a nice stretch of tarmac to accommodate everyone kind of, not being in a compromise or a shitty position. And if that is the case, we will go ahead and do that if it's not too predictable. The other thing we will consider is the removal of the visual cues. So we've had comments that people are looking at the visual cues come up, they might stamp on it, or they might stamp on the wrong thing. We've at the wrong time, should I say. We've always said that it's the audio cues and the visuals are supplementary. But if that is actually causing any ambiguity, we will remove the visual cues for the restarts only, and you go on audio. That way, we'll just remove it completely.
You can't actually do that, because what the visual cue he's talking about is when you hit the button to talk, it comes up on screen before you talk.
Well, that's fine. No, that also it says green, green, green down in the. I hit the green, green, green button.
But the thing is, the talk box comes up in the middle of the screen instantly before, and then you say green, green, green. It's a slight advantage. It's not much.
Wow.
But that same visual cue is there for everybody.
That's right. And after I've said the safety cars in the pits and please wait for race control, the next things that come out of my mouth is green, green, green. I'm not going to say anything. Everyone needs to be quiet. And, so with respect of my name coming up there to speak, yes, that's you don't want that one, but not the one in the little chat box there. That's I'm going to remove that one. So we're not going to use that one at all. There will be discussion at the end of the season to pinpoint what is and isn't working, and obviously we will take actions on what isn't and have a discussion and see what we can do to improve. I mean, one thing that I thought about throwing out there, which gives the leader a bit of an advantage on the restart, is to let the leader stamp on it and everyone respond to it. No one can pass until I call green, green, green. But maybe I just don't call green, green, green until the leader hits the start-finish line. And then it's all well forgotten. So that kind of negates the in-car communications outside of the game, where they can say, I'm going now, but they're not going to be able to overtake until they get a green, green, green.
Would work. Like if the leader can even go early, but then once the leader hits the start-finish line,
I call it
green, 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 and that gives everyone else the chance, because that would also help. I mean, that would still let us monitor for overtakes, for penalties and whatnot as well.
So that was that kind of hope. I mean, obviously we're not going to do it now. I mean, we'll trial it afterwards. But the idea is the leader still gets that nice little dance and tries to get a run, or tries to break away from everyone.
It'll probably help top 5-10 people.
Yeah, that's right. And the people behind respond and they go as well. And then once the leader pass start-finish line, I call green, 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 and then overtaking can happen anywhere along the line.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, but then again, I have to be onto it. So there'd be a clause there as if, my comms fail or anything, then it defaults to the start-finish line.
Yep.
So that's one suggestion that I was going to talk to you guys about, but I thought I'd just put it forward now just so anyone could have a think about it and see what they think. And in the off-season, we probably have a race and see how that works.
Cool. Sounds good.
But yes, that is my comment on all that. Did you have anything, Tyler, or I covered it?
No, I think you covered it all. Got it all there. I think I don't think we can please everyone. I think I don't know if everyone prefers just the whole, leader goes when the leader wants and then no one can overtake until the start-finish line. But that becomes very difficult for us to then manage.
Oh, yeah, I don't think it's happened because I don't want to call a safety car straight after another one. And it's just a headache for us.
Yeah, so that's that makes it very difficult with 20, 30, 40 cars going through there and watching for overtakes and incidents, especially when incidents are then being caused before that, or it does make it hard, but we can look at it, I guess.
Yeah. So that little hybrid idea that I've come up with is
Yeah, I like that.
possibly good.
Sounds good.
Yes. All right. Well, that's all I've got from me.
Right.
We've got
That's
everything we need. We'll have the other discussion after this, and points updated. Not tonight. Tomorrow night. Maybe tonight. Tomorrow night. All right.
All right. Well, I'll see you guys. Tomorrow night for pre-qualifying?
Pre-qualifying. So while that's going on, I'll do the points. So yeah, Formula Ford tomorrow night. Get involved. Come down and have a bash. Other than that, that's good night for me.
Perfect. Thanks, guys. Thanks, everyone.